Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is Tuesday, June the 17th. We are halfway through June and it's going fast. Welcome to our Tuesday night leadership call. My name is Miriam Kareem, and I'm super excited. Today, we have I think some updates from Coach Will. So about the event coming up in September. So make sure you have your tickets for that. If you haven't, if there's any left, contact Coach Will or Coach Marcus to see if there's any available. Quick trip to the newbie corner. Um, I think that I'm really, I guess, more assured of myself when I talk to people. And that we go through the questions, asking them, about their career. And if you ask them, well, could you see yourself doing anything else? And they say, oh no, then, this is the thing for me, then just leave it alone. You don't want to convince the person. You don't want to, there's so many other people that I can talk to. I have a nice list. So, not worried about it. If you never know, if they change their mind, hopefully I can reach back out to them maybe 6 months, see how they're doing, and just keep moving on. So that being said, I'd like to introduce you all to our teacher tonight, Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world, at a seven-figure earner at Green Organics at HBN, and our first six-figure earner over at Goldesana. An amazing, amazing teacher. Always has the information 100% to where you can get your business to where it needs to be. So, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
Miriam, I am here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I appreciate you and I appreciate Coach Marcus Jones hosting this Zoom as well. I just got back in the house and we got to get it done tonight. I'm very excited. Super busy. Launching multiple books that I've been working on for probably years at that point, but getting them all out back to back to back has had me really busy the last 2 weeks, and we got some more coming up. I just want to get all the information that we've had over these trainings over the last 5 or 6 years, and all of the training that has gotten the company to over 90, I guess 80 or 90 six-figure earners in total. And we wanted to get all of that information out in a place where it's easier for you to download, either for free or the advanced version that you can pay for. And those books are print on demand, and they're going out, getting printed up and sent out as soon as you order them. So that's been really great. But now that that's almost done, I had the time to follow up on some event stuff. And I hope, is Linda on tonight? Is Linda budging on tonight? I tell you what, between Linda and Eileen, they will not give me 2 seconds without asking, hey man, where's the venue? And so good. The event is about 90 days out. We got the rest of June, July, and August, and the event is going to be September the 12th through the 14th in Nashville, Tennessee. We did book a venue today. I followed up with the hotel venues that I wanted us to be at, and we just couldn't come to an agreement budget from a budget standpoint, because the particular hotels that I really wanted us to be at were not going to let us get away with not having food and beverage service, and that tripled the amount of the venues. I'm like, we want to, it's Nashville. We don't want to eat hotel food. We're going to go out to restaurants. And I tried, and they just weren't budging. And that's okay because it's Nashville, so it's a very competitive area. But we booked an absolutely beautiful venue. I love it. We got confirmation earlier today, and that venue is going to be located at 146 McGavock Pike. Okay, I'll spell it out for you. It's 146 McGavock, McGavock Pike, Pike. So I guess that's McGavock Pike Road in Nashville, Tennessee. It is a beautiful venue. I cannot wait to get in there. And for my people who wanted hotel information, I got you. There are quite literally 5 hotels that are within a 2 block radius of the venue. So although we couldn't get it in the hotel this time, without making the ticket prices go crazy, we were still able to keep our $40 ticket price We do have more seats at this particular venue, so we're going to free up some in-person tickets for y'all to come through. If you've ever been to one of our boot camps, ladies and gentlemen, especially the last 2 years or so with the diamonds and the diamond rings and the six-figure earners and all of the new stuff that's been happening with HBN and especially Go Desana, put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10 how impactful that event was. We got some people on it. It has been an absolute blast. Miss Charlotte Whitaker getting her six-figure ring at the last one, and Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake getting his six-figure ring coming up in Nashville. It is going to be an absolute blast, but we do have some more online tickets. The speakers are absolutely lit. The venue's incredible. And I'm going to tell you the hotels that are closest right now. So, and right now there are hotel prices for about $103 a night. So if you want to book the hotel now, you don't have to pay for it until September, but you might want to lock in some rates on hotels.com and or Expedia and Kayak. Look around a little bit. And then we also have some teams that are going to be putting in money together and getting an Airbnb. But again, that address is 146 McGavock Pike Road, Nashville, Tennessee. It is 8 minutes from the airport. So and that's in traffic. Okay. So without traffic, it's about 5 minutes from the airport. So it's right there. And also, here are the 5 hotels that are 2 blocks away, 2.5 blocks away or less from this hotel. One of these is right across the street. You can literally walk across the street to the venue. So it's a very central venue, and the venue it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait for y'all to see it. We decking it out. It's going to be beautiful. So here are the 5 hotels that are closest. I'm only going to say this once because we got to get working on the training. We got some duplication training tonight. We got some new member orientation information that you do not need to miss because we have so many people joining y'all organizations on a regular basis. Here we are. So Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Nashville Opryland. So you know there's a bunch of Holiday Inns. This is a specific one right next door to the venue. Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Nashville Opryland, Opryland. The next closest one is going to be the Hampton Inn Airport, Nashville. There's a bunch of Hampton Inns in Nashville, but that one is Hampton Inn Airport, Nashville. Okay. The next one is the Sheraton Music City Hotel. That is on the same street as the venue. It's on McGavock Pike. Sheraton Music City Hotel. It's about 2.5 blocks up from the venue, straight line, don't even have to cross the street. Sheraton Music City Hotel. The next closest one is going to be the Hyatt House, Airport, Nashville. Okay, the Hyatt House, Airport, Nashville. And then last but not least, the Embassy Suites, Airport, Nashville. Okay, Embassy Suites, Airport, Nashville. So the venue's centrally located. It's absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait. Plenty to do. Eat everything around there in the heart of Nashville, right by the airport, right next to the venue. I couldn't be more excited about it. I think it worked out better, quite frankly, for y'all to get out and see a little bit of the city and things of that nature. Okay. So any questions that you have about the tickets, you can reach out to myself or Coach Marcus Jones, either one. And also, if you have any questions about what hotels, which or what's closest, you can reach out to your upline and y'all can use this really cool new tool. It's called Google. It's called Google. And you can use this tool called Google and you can see the map direction, what's closest to what. Okay, so all of those I just gave you are really, really, really close. There's some others that are really close, but have fun. You got 90 days or so to get it sorted out. I cannot wait to see everybody in Nashville. Please do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you have already booked your in-person ticket or you plan on attending online. Put a 1 in the chat. I want the room absolutely filled. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's going to be something else. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to see everybody there. Cannot wait. Nashville's a bomb city too. So, all right, now here's the question. Who's coming with a guest? Who's coming with either a team member, a spouse, a guest, a friend? Let me see that. Who's coming with a guest? Miriam said that's the people I really want to see. Ed Banks, Coach Seymour coming with 8. Greta and Doug, love it. Dorothy Ridgway James coming. Oh, Sandra's husband coming, amazing. That is the absolute thing when you can bring some duplication. It's kind of like this call tonight. This call tonight is going to be very, very informational for you. If there's ever a part that you need to really lock in and focus on, obviously I'll tell you. Good job, Janice Martin. We're going to have the guests out in this one. And you're going to really be able to lock in. And this call tonight is specifically designed to help you and your new team member duplicate. And we'll talk about why that's so important. Congratulations. Myrtle Ross came to one event solo. It was so great to meet her there in Orlando. And now Myrtle's bringing a guest, and she's one of our newest diamonds as well. Last time I counted, we have over 20 diamonds in the last 18 months with GoDasana. I don't think that's ever been done in network marketing. Personally, in that amount of, I don't think so. So congratulations to everybody who's leading those charges. Very, very excited, very proud of you. And if you are a new diamond or you plan on becoming diamond, please let me know in advance of the event because I have to order more diamond rings. Ed Banks told me you're gonna need more rings than we had last time. I said, man, you sound silly, Ed, whatever, bro. And then magically, yeah, it happened. It happened. And then Jessica and Terry and then some new diamonds that I haven't even met yet came out the sky. So it's I'm gonna cut the check and we're gonna have them rings ready for y'all. So thank y'all so much. And whew, I get excited about events. Let's die. Ed say 7. God, dog, y'all better do some volume, man. Y'all trying to break your boy. They like, we want Will to use his whole check on diamond rings and stuff. Cool. It is what it is, right? I love it. Thank y'all so much for being great. Thank every single one of you on the call, even our members who are not diamonds yet. I don't want y'all to think that corporate and myself and others don't notice that y'all are doing mad volume, and everybody has a different building style, okay? The way that Diamond is set up, it is designed for people to recruit a bunch of people or a bunch of orders in a relatively short amount of time. Some of our other builders are making just as much money, if not even more money, and they're building a more traditional, more stable type of build. And that's why we recognize people who've made 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 and up. Okay, that's why we recognize our volume generators, because these companies, HBN and GoDasana, the sister company, are amazing because you don't have to have a rank to make $500,000. Okay, you don't have to be a diamond or an emerald or a ruby to make $750,000 or $900,000. We have, I don't know how many people that are not diamond, which is still made over $750,000 in commissions, and the highest rank might be ruby, maybe ruby. Okay, and that's a couple of people that have done that. So the ranks are cool. We love it. We celebrate it, but we also celebrate those of you who build more traditionally. Y'all go hard, and we see the back office. We see the effort. We see the numbers. And I just want y'all to keep doing the things like Miriam is doing, the things like Sydney is doing, you know, contributing value, building your teams, working with your people. I think Miriam said the other day she paid off a credit card. Like, who want to pay off some credit cards? That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to do. Other people are moving. Sydney is moving to Portugal. She's like, yep, I'm good. I'm good. It's a good part-time side gig right now. Got my full-time gig over here, but this network marketing is really picking up. And I think I have the ability and the flexibility to move to Portugal. Why? Because she feels like it. That's why. And that's really what we're going to talk about tonight. When I was a kid, and I was born in the late 1900s, for those of y'all who don't know. Anybody else born in the late 1900s, put a 1900s in the chat. My people, right? My people. There was a rallying cry in a lot of different communities, and it was jobs and justice. If you grew up in the 70s and 80s and the late 1900s, you might have heard on the news and all this type of stuff. It was every type of election, every time, it was always something about more jobs and justice. It was always about jobs and justice. And that was the rallying cry, okay, forever. 10, 20 years later, it's the same thing. And it's always hardworking, God-fearing, good, solid people that are always screaming about finances and we can't make ends meet. And I was one of those individuals for a very long time until I had a mindset shift that I'm going to share with you tonight, because it was a long time where we were just, as a community, as a people, as a nation, with the exception of the elites, people are just complaining about jobs and we want justice, okay? And understand that concept. When I say justice, I don't mean isolated incidents of ridiculousness that happens all the time. I don't mean that. I mean justice insofar as a people, as a community, as a country, you don't really have a say in dang near anything. You just don't. You don't have a say in a lot of stuff. You think you elect the politicians of this country. You don't. Lobbyists do. You think that we all thought that our vote really mattered in that way. Okay, it doesn't. The presidents are already picked. I just want to let you know. The NBA champions are already decided. I hate to break it to you. And lobbyists and money are determining what's really happening. And we're just either casualties, to be quite frank. And my question is for people who really think that 2 presidents ago, or the last president, or the president before that, or this president, if you think that any of these billionaires, any of them, from the last 20, 30 presidents we've had, if you think that they care enough about you to do anything in your best interest, if they do anything in our best interest as people, it is coincidence. It's because it serves the agenda that they have. And because of the way our society is, I hate to break it to you, the only way that our society has evolved to about right here, where money is a big deal. I think Clarence said it, the dollar, it's a big deal. Our society has not evolved yet to the point where money doesn't matter. I pray, it is my sincere prayer, God is my witness, it's my sincere prayer that our society will one day evolve past money and violence and war. I pray that, I hope that. I hope I'm alive to see it, okay? However, as it currently stands, listen, I don't care if you're protesting, I don't care if you meditate, I don't care what it don't matter. It just don't matter. You still got to go to work Monday. I hate to break it to you, unless you're on welfare, which is a lot of people, the government looking out for whatever, you can do all of that, whatever you want to do, protest whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. You still got to go to work. You still got to go to work, still got to go to work. I don't know, you still got to pay bills. You still got to deal with inflation. I don't know what to tell you. None of it matters. Like, I wish it did. But somebody got to be honest with you, okay? So when people still screaming in the streets in LA talking about jobs and justice and this, that, or a third, that means you still asking. You still hoping. When you out screaming, we want jobs and we want justice and all this type of stuff, you're still trying to negotiate with systems that were never built with you in mind, because we're regular people. We're not the King of England royalty. You're trying to negotiate and plead with systems that don't care about you, that were not built with you in mind, okay? Now, the thing that I've done, and I know several of our team members have, we just stopped begging for opportunity at some point. We stopped pushing and pleading and whining and complaining about interest rates and the bank and the government and the politics. We just stopped. And we stopped begging for a seat at their table. We built the table. We built our own table. I can tell you personally, Coach Marcus Jones has built his own table. I have built my own table for me and my family. I went to Ed Spears, me and Ed Spears hung out in Picayune. Ed is literally building his own table as we speak, buying cars cash for him, bought his dad a car cash, home, pay it off. I don't know if anyone want me to tell y'all this. There was a lot next door to where Ed's at. And it's a beautiful lot. And we just hanging out, we're looking at the cars and everything. Ed got some stuff going on in the crib. And I look and I said, man, that lot next door is beautiful. Ain't nothing built on that? He said, yeah, I bought it. He said, I bought it because I ain't want no neighbors. I said, man, if that ain't the most Will Sanders stuff I done heard all month, that's what this opportunity can do for you. He's not begging or bartering with anybody to build a future for him and his family. He just said, why are we going to continue begging people that don't even have nothing to do with us and ask for things when we have the power to do them ourselves within this industry and within this organization? You have the actual ability to do the things for yourself that you're begging the government to do. Oh, please give us another stimulus. Can we get another stimulus? Just another. Stop it. Stop it. Absolutely stop it. It's unnecessary. Well, what does that have to do with duplication? Everything. Because in order to be successful in this business, especially for my new people, let me be very clear. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need 80,000 Facebook friends. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to be charismatic and have the gift of gab. You don't have to have a big team and network marketing success and track record. You need two people who are going to follow the system. Now, you're probably going to have to recruit 8, 10, maybe 20 to find two. Thank you, ma'am. The deuce. You're going to have to find the two people who believe in themselves. You're going to have to find the right two people. Some people will find them off the bat. Some people are just at a point in their life right now where things are different than they were a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And they say, you know what? Now's the time. It's time now. Okay. And here's a shortcut. If you want to find your two, become the one. I've never said that on the call. That's the quickest way to do it. I'm going to say it again. If you want to find the two right people that are going to duplicate, two people who believe in themselves, two people who say, I'm going to be the first millionaire in my bloodline, I'm not going to be the last. If you want two people who really believe in building a financial wall of security around their family that nothing can get through, if you really believe in two people who believe in what me and Coach Marcus and others call JSN money, what does that stand for? Just say no. Because if your boss called you tomorrow morning and say, man, it's 7:30, I need you to come in for 6. If you got enough money, you can say, just say no. You can say, no, I'm not coming in. I don't know what to tell you. I've experienced that in real life when I went into my supervisor's office in law enforcement over 12 years ago at this point, and I went into his office. I was late, didn't care, had a Starbucks, didn't care. And I said, yeah, I think I'm done today. He said, what you mean? I said, man, I'm out. I quit. I was making more than triple in network marketing commissions than I was making at my full-time law enforcement job with over 10 years experience in promotions as a detective and everything else and working for the federal government. I'm out. He said, you're not going to give us 2 weeks? No, I'm not going to give you 2 weeks because I don't have to. No, I'm out. But we're not going to give you a job reference if you, I'll never need it again. I'll never need it again. Okay, you just got to that's a true story. Starbucks in hand. Will, you late because you went to get coffee? Yes. We didn't have Nova back then. This is a long time ago, right? Before HBN, long time ago. But it's the principle, okay? You want people who want that freedom. Not that jobs are bad. Jobs are very good and stable to a degree for what you need them for. But I can tell you, even if you have a job, do you know you get treated better at your job when you don't need your job? How many people know that you get treated better, promoted fast, you get more flexibility, more vacation, and more money at your job when you don't need your job? It's the energy. You can negotiate anything. You can negotiate anything when you don't need it. Okay. But you got to understand that those two people, it's not about jobs, it's not about justice, it's really about dominion over your life and your family that God gave you to take care of. Okay, so we got to get to work. We got to get to work. All right, we got to get to work. Everything you want to do, you don't need anybody outside of you to do it. If you want to get the right two people, the quickest way to do it is for you to become the one. When you can honestly tell your sponsor, listen, I don't care if you stay or if you leave, I'm gonna be here. Sponsor, I don't care if you're going to the event. I don't care if you're not going. Sponsor, I'm going. Sponsor, I don't care if you're not doing no network marketing type. Look, thank you for the opportunity. I'm here, deuce. I'm about to build. I'm doing this no matter what. When you become the one, you will attract the two. That is so important. I'm going to say it again. When you attract the one, when you become the one, sponsor don't have to call you and see, oh, is your auto ship on this month? Oh, it's not on, but I'm gonna put it on for the 15. I'm gonna do 25 CV, and then after I make a little bit of money, you ain't the one. You're good, and we love you. We're happy you're here. You're a super customer. We love you, but you're not the one. When you're the one, like a buddy of mine, Jason was, when he went to the pawn shop, true story, he started pawning stuff to get his auto ship, and he ended up becoming one of the top recruiters in the company I was with before HBN, one of the tip top, because he was determined to be the one. So when you become the one, you will attract the two. There is no quicker, no better, no smart. Clarence Hubbard said it. 100 CV from day one until the end. That's Clarence Hubbard. He's on every call. His testimonials are always amazing. He is sincere. His heart is in his business. I'm sure he told Coach Seymour at least twice. You got Myrtle, you got me, whoever else you got, we don't know, we don't care. Coach Seymour got a lot of people, but Clarence just didn't care. So I'm one of them. I'm one of them ones. I'm one. So if you're the one and your sponsor and you still even communicate, let them know. They might not be on this call. You let them know, you ain't got to worry about me else. I'm going to be on the trainings. I'm reading the books. I'm at the events, whatever it takes to get to that level of financial freedom and security, whatever that takes, whatever it takes. Look, God going to have to call me home before I stop. That's the level. When you become the one, you're going to attract the two. And I can't make, we could wrap the call right there. I kid you not. I kid you not. Okay. Now let's get into the training. When I was a rookie cop, and I love stories, right? We learned that a rookie cop has to go into the field and start taking 911 calls and things of that nature and handling emergency situations before you're actually ready. Because the first time you do it is the first time you do it. You ain't no practice. When you got to arrest somebody or there's a shootout happening, things happen. Rookie cops, like when I was a rookie, thank you, Clarence, we didn't wait to feel confident before responding to a 911 call. The call coming over dispatch, we wrote. We did not wait to feel confident, but we were supremely confident. Might be nervous, might be anxious, but we were very confident. Why? Because we followed the training that we got on the front end. I'll say that again, because it's a very important point. A lot of people are going to miss it, and you won't connect it to network marketing like you should. A rookie cop doesn't wait to feel confident before responding to a call or an emergency situation. We follow the training that we got beforehand. If you are serious about your training, if you are serious about your education, your confidence goes from here to here. Doesn't even matter. You can handle it. If you're serious about your education and serious about your training. How many people downloaded the free ebook, Making Your First Million in Network Marketing? Absolutely free. Some people have already found out a way to convert it into an audio book and are listening to it 3 and 4 and 5 times. Okay, good. Those are people who, I mean, it's free, so there's nothing really to do about it, but they are serious about their education. And they're on this call. They're serious about their training. Okay, thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. You're going to love it. Okay, so confidence comes from competence. Okay, confidence comes from competence. Competence comes from repetition. That's how you get good at anything. Confidence comes from competence. Competence comes from repetition. Listen, when you're sponsoring a new rep, let's talk about some onboarding and some new member orientation, okay? Just for the record, we have a standard, super good new member orientation called the Franchise Factor, put on by Coach Marcus Jones every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, so I'm gonna put that out there. You don't need your new rep to be hyped up. You need them to be plugged into the system, okay, enrolled and plugged into the system. You need them launched. You need to launch the business using the hot market system. Okay, how many people learn the hot market system at an event? Put event in the chat. If you learn the hot market system at an event, put event in the chat. Okay, now for all our guests on the call, our new team members, I want you to look at that chat and look at all those names that say event. And I want to show you something very special. Okay, look at all those names, dozens and dozens and dozens of names learn the hot market system at a live event. Okay, now watch this. Everybody who got the hot market system and learned it, put a $ in the chat if you made money with it within 30 minutes of using it. Only put a $ in the chat if you made money within 30 minutes of using the hot market system. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that one of the most important things, thank you, by the way, for participating. Do you know, if for new team members, look in the chat. Look at the chat. Okay, did you know that there is a technique, a system that works literally 99.99% of the time where you can introduce the hot market system to your new team member their first day if you want to, and that they can start making some money within 24 hours? Did you know that that's what it's designed to do? Now we have people who love it so much, they just keep doing it. They just keep going upside people's head. It's hilarious, but it's that effective. But it's specifically designed for new team members to make money within their first day or literally their first hour if you learned it and you teach it. And everybody who just put a $ in the chat are people who are what we call hot market certified. They have the ability and the certification, so to speak, to teach their new member how to use that system that will make money within 30 minutes of learning it 99.99% of the time. And once they get paid, they know it's real. Once they get paid, they know it's real. If a week, or Lord forbid, 30 days go by and your team member hadn't made money, anything, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, $100, they had made no money at all, not a single sale, I don't know how long they're going to be here. And we have tools in place like the hot market system and our live events, which you can attend online too, by the way. You can attend online and learn it and watch it online. That is the magic for your new team member. Your goal is to help them make money early while they're still coachable. And me and Coach Marcus and Coach Tina and Coach Kimberly, Coach Seymour, we don't have to do that. You more than qualify to do that because y'all all did it. You've all done it, okay? So when you get a new team member, or you're a team member who wants to kind of restart and start from scratch, okay? I recommend you listen to, in law enforcement, we call them an FTO. That's your field training officer. In network marketing, that's going to be your sponsor, or if your sponsor is not plugged in, the closest upline direct to you that is sponsored, that is above your sponsor in the organization, whatever that is, okay? Because when you listen to your sponsor or your plugged in upline, at that point in the journey, they know more than you about maybe not even network marketing, but they know more about this particular company or this particular opportunity with HBN and the sister company GoDasana. They just know more. You know more than your new reps at that time. So there's a protocol, okay? There's systems and trainings every Saturday night, every Tuesday night, every Sunday night, every Wednesday night, every Thursday night. I mean, there are trainings all the time that you can learn the steps on how to do the business. And if you can't watch them, all of the recordings are available for free on YouTube. Okay, so there's no real excuse for not getting the information. Okay, another thing I'd recommend you do is that you log in what we call key metrics. Okay, that not a lot of people do this. We've been recommending it for a minute. Leaders do this, but your key metrics are going to be how many exposures are you getting a day? That's something you might want to track, okay? Your key metrics are how many people on your team, how many exposures are taking place on your team each week that don't come from you. That's a key metric you probably want to track. I remember talking to Kendrell and Sydney. Was Karen there in Vegas? I remember talking to Sydney and some of her team members in Vegas about this after the event. Oh, Linda in Vegas, right? Okay. Yeah, Jessica said, Coach Tina's book is a good tracking tool. Yeah, get it. Whatever that is, you need something to track your stuff. And here's the thing. People say, oh no, well, I got it on my phone. Boy, I tell you, I hate those words. Man, you got your 20 reasons why written down? I got them on my phone. Yeah, I got my key metrics written down. I got them on my phone. Program your brain the same way when you type than versus you write and visualize and have to spell. I hate to break it to you. That's why they call it spelling. That's why the ink pen looks like a magic wand when you spell. And people in the magic wand, people learned about writing way with blue ink, if you can get it, way back in civilization. They learned that when they wrote things, it would tend to happen way more than when they just said it. It's like 70% more likely to happen. So they started associating just the act of writing with something supernatural when it's an inherent ability for all human beings. This is why you sign a check. This is why the 10 Commandments were written. Okay, it's that important to write stuff down. But the motion of spelling and writing, they call it spelling. It looks like someone with a magic wand doing these type of things. That's literally where it comes from. Oh man, we're gonna do a history class one day. But that's where it comes from, because the things that happened felt like magic to people in these pre-industrial civilizations thousands and thousands of years ago. Yeah, that's how it works. I got it on my phone. Okay, look, right. All right, next up. I recommend using proven scripts, proven videos, proven presentations, proven products. I recommend doing things that have been proven to work by the organization as a whole. That's why we love the hot market system, because it works. We've proven that it's worked for years and years and years in a row. We like the Align video. Why? Because it works. We like the cayenne pepper video that shows the parasites inside the human blood cell dying. We love videos that work, don't we? We love brilliant compensation, okay? We love those tools that are proven to work for several reasons. Number one, well, Will, I can do a better presentation than that video Coach Marcus made. Okay, you do that. Watch how not duplicatable you are. Do you know the only time I actually do live presentations is when I'm at an actual event and it's a bunch of people in a room, because it's duplicatable? I may not be duplicatable, but a person can invite 5, 10, 15, 20 people to a venue in Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, St. Louis, all of the places will be, Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, all of the, Lafayette, Louisiana, all of the places will be next month. You can invite people to a room that's duplicatable, okay? Videos are duplicatable. The Black Seed Oil video, sharing that video, duplicatable, okay? It's kind of like why cop guns are typically Glocks. Glocks are not very flashy. I got a Glock right here. Glocks are not very flashy, okay? But they're very reliable and they get the job done. Is Glock gonna win the shooting competition at the Olympics? Absolutely not. That's not what it's designed to do. It's designed to work on time every time. And that's how your network marketing business should be. It doesn't have to be really super, super flashy magically. It needs to be something that'll duplicate. And that's the number one thing you want to understand when you're onboarding new team members. And onboarding is just a fancy word for conducting a new team member orientation with your new person, okay? So another thing that you want to look at from a new member orientation standpoint is going to be leadership tests. Now, leadership tests are very, very important, and you should have them with your new member early. First leadership test is when you send them a link, are they going to join? If they join and they do what they said they were going to do within a reasonable time frame, they might be one of your two, okay? They might be, and some of y'all are going to have way more than two, but they might be one of your two. The second leadership test that we typically recommend, Miriam talked about this on the other call, what a valuable tool it was. Is there 20 reasons why? Okay, well, what's that? It's the list of goals that you should always have on your person or within your within your view. Okay, I got a front and back. Okay, within your view, you should always have maybe a copy in your car or on a bathroom mirror. I have another set of 20 reasons why. They're just over here, and I just end up scratching stuff off as I and everywhere. I always have old and new 20 reasons why, as I'm constantly writing my goals down on paper, preferably in blue ink. Anything I can get my grubby little hands on, I'm going to be writing down my goals. Okay. And as they happen, which they always do, I check them off and I put a new goal in its place. Okay. If your new team member that you personally sponsor does not get you a list of 20 reasons why they must be successful in this business, if you ask for it or if they know to give it to you, the only exceptions I've ever seen are people who really already know network marketing really, really well, and they already have their goals together. It's rare, but every once in a while, a leader will come into your organization and they already have systems and stuff that they normally use. But for this new member orientation purposes, one thing you should write down is conduct leadership tests with my new team member. Make sure they're enrolled at the proper auto ship. Make sure they give me their 20 reasons why. Those are going to be the reasons why they absolutely must be successful. They have to win. They can't quit. They have to win. If they don't know why they're doing this business, how to do the business doesn't matter. If you don't know why, the how doesn't matter. So you got to know why, okay? Another leadership test that's relatively new, we typically recommend a book, any book. We usually use, it can even be a magazine article, just to see if they're going to pass the leadership test, to see if they're coachable and teachable. But now we have a book that's a ton of information that's specifically applicable to our team. That book, again, it's a free PDF online. It's called Making Your First Million in Network Marketing. And I think the link has already been put in there. I think the link is at tinyurl hiddenteaching.com. You'll see the paid book there, but if you scroll to the bottom, you'll get a free PDF. They're different books, but that free one, Making Your First Million, is exactly what I used to make my first 1.6 million at HBN. Not my first million in the industry, but my first 1.6 million with one company. And that's something that I always wanted to do, because I, like many people back in the day, did not know how to pick a good company. We hadn't developed the Tails framework yet. So I picked a company, made a ton of money, and the company closed. Darn it. Then I went to another company, didn't know how to evaluate a company, didn't know how to vet it well. Got up to about $5,000 a week with that company. What happened? They changed the pay plan. The CEO left. A bunch of stuff happened. I'm like, God, dog, it cannot. You know what? Before I join another company, I'm going to learn how to evaluate a company. And then one company later, we ended up at HBN. So that's how that goes. All right. So those leadership tests are going to save you time by eliminating headaches, and they're going to gauge how coachable or teachable a person is in the early days. Because if a person is not going to download a free ebook or even watch, you don't have to use a free ebook. You can use a video on YouTube. Hey, do me a favor, watch this video within the next 48 hours and let me know when you're done. If they never do that, they're failing a leadership test. If they ain't doing that, they're not coming to our meeting in Atlanta next month. They're not coming to our meeting in St. Louis that Coach Tina and Jessica Hill and Terry and them are organizing. They're not coming to our meeting that Tiara in Kenya and Charlotte. They're not coming to our meeting that Rasan and I think Janice might be over there in North. They're not coming to the meeting Lillian Corville's putting together. They're not coming to the meeting in Dallas that Miriam and Seymour and others, or the meeting that Tommy's at in Coppers Cove, Texas. They're not coming to none of these meetings if they want to watch a video. They're not coming to an event online or in person. They definitely won't be in Nashville, but you need to know that up front. Now, here's the funny thing about a leadership test. We've been doing these long enough with these particular companies to have some data for you. And it's the data. Reps who complete leadership tests, like 20 Reasons Why, or watching a video, attending an event, things like, if you told them this is something they need to do, okay, are 300% more likely to be here for a year or longer, okay? 300%. If a person just does some simple stuff early, they are 300% more likely to be here for a year. Why is that important? Because it takes somewhere between 12 and 18 months for a brand new person, either never did network marketing before or never been really good at network marketing before. It'll take somewhere between 12 and 18 months for them to develop the proper mindsets and skill sets for rapid growth. They'll grow really fast after that. I think Gina Wilson is one of my favorites. I'm not sure if Gina's on the call, but Gina was always plugged in. Her first year or 2.5, she might have made like $1,000, maybe. Gina has skyrocketed. She's made 500 or 600% what she would make. But she is living proof that sometimes you got to stay plugged in, stay getting with the coaching and teaching and training, and it feels like it happens all at once. Okay. Now, one thing I want everybody to understand, especially we've got about 10 minutes left on the call. If anybody have any questions or comments, please put those in the chat. Is that there are some money math things that you need to know, that you need to let your new rep know as well. We've covered several things tonight that if you're taking notes, and Sydney's on the call, so there may be some notes available for y'all on this one. Who knows? Okay. There it is, right on cue. Right, y'all show Sydney some love in the chat for getting these incredible world-class notes down for y'all. These are things that you need to know personally, and things that your new team member needs to know, okay? There are levels or phases to business success in any type of business. This applies to all businesses, especially network marketing. The first phase of business is going to be called capital outlay. And capital outlay, and again, this is something your new team members need to know because they don't even teach this at business school, which is ridiculous, but they don't. They don't teach business at business school, which is crazy. They teach economics at business school. They don't teach business, okay? Because the professors aren't business people most times. So they don't know what to teach. They're just reading from a book. But I can tell you, phase one of busy business is going to be, assuming you want to start the business, is going to be called capital outlay. That is also known as initial investment. Initial investment is what did you spend to join or launch this particular business? That's going to be obviously your starter kit, your auto ship that first month. It may be drop cards, it may be leads, it may be a t-shirt, maybe some buttons. It's going to be something that you're going to spend to launch the business. Okay, that's called capital outlay. The second phase of business, you have to get there as fast as possible, and that is called the break-even point, or the BEP. You have to get to your break-even point. If you can't break even, I don't care if you're making $30,000 a month, irrelevant. If you can't break even, I don't care if you're making $100,000 a month. You're not in business, you're in debt. You have to get to the break-even point as fast as possible. Okay? So when do you recoup your costs? Your new team member has to know that it is important for them to make their money back very quickly, and you have a system that you can show them on how to do it. Put in the chat, what is the name of the system that helps new team members make money very quickly? Let's see who remembers the name. Thank you, Jessica Hill. Hotmart. That's not a trick question. That's exactly what it is, okay? The third phase of any business, after you hit the break-even point, the third phase of busy business is going to be the profit point. The profit point. You got it. Once you break even, the next dollar you make puts you in the profit point. And this is very important because once you get profit, you have a decision to make. Now, here's one of the points on the call. I want you to really focus in and get this next point. You know, we have one or two of these, three of these each call. This is a focus moment. I need you to lock in, okay? Once you hit your profit point, you have a decision to make. The decision of your profit point is, am I happy with what I have? Do I want more? The answer is typically yes. But the things that got you to your profit point, break even in that first dollar, are not the things that get you to the next level of business. I'm gonna say that again. It is very important, and a lot of people miss it. It happened to me. It's probably happened to some of y'all as well. I'm gonna say it again. You got capital outlay, initial investment, then you got to break even, then you get in the profit. It can even be $1. You're in profit, congratulations. Okay? If you made $1 of profit, you could go start 999 other businesses, get right into profit for $1, you'd be a millionaire. That's literally what a lot of business owners do, but they want to make more than $1, okay? That's how important it is to get to profit. So once you decide you want to make more profit, you have to graduate to level 4, phase 4 of business, and that is going to be scaling and duplication. You got to scale it. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. A lot of network marketers stay at the level that they had their earliest initial success. So if they made their money back and had some success with a couple of Facebook posts and people bought some products, they made a couple $100, they're going to try to go do more of that to scale. Won't work. You're going to get burnt out and you wonder why it's not working. Because in business, you have to evolve and you have to grow, and you cannot stay at the level of your earliest success. Okay, how many people made some good money up front, maybe a couple hundred, couple $1,000 using something like Hotmart or Facebook posts or something you were doing that was working really good in the beginning to get you to believe in this business, or selling some products, hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that. But then once you wanted to really get it up, you kept doing what you was doing and doubling down on that. And it kind of worked, but it didn't get you to the next level. How many people did that happen to? Happened to me before. That's how I learned this stuff. Okay? I'm going to tell you. In network marketing, the level where you want to start to scale at is not the things you did to break even or to get that first dollar of profit. It's not it. It's going to be duplication. You have to have an emphasis on, okay, if you make $500, you are not going to do the same things you kept doing to get you to 5,000. Nope, it'll take too long. It'll take too long because you're not using the real magic of network marketing, which is leverage. Okay. We are almost out of time. Almost done tonight. Okay. We're keeping it on track. Last call ran a little long on Sunday. Okay. You have to start the duplication. Now, write this down. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. How to get to duplication. Okay. Give it to you right now. Number one is exposures. Exposures are going to be the thing that leads to number two, which is enrollments of customers and/or distributors. Okay. You have exposures is number one. You got to get exposures out there. Okay. Number two, you have some of those exposures will turn into enrollments. How many people know if you expose the products and/or the business to 100 people, you'll probably get some enrollments of customers and distributors? How many people know that? If you expose the business to 1,000 people, the products and/or the business 1,000 people, you're going to get some customers and distributors. It's really just going through the numbers. Okay. Now, this is typically where people break even at and get a little bit of profit. If you want duplication, this is number three, you have to do onboarding. That's a key metric. A key performance metric is onboarding. You need to know how many new member orientations are taking place in your team on a monthly basis for a leader. And thank you, Jessica. That's another word for it. Onboarding is also known as starting your new member off right. Starting your new member off right or onboarding is also known as conducting new member orientations. You need to be keeping track of how many invites and exposures you're getting on a daily basis. On a daily basis. You need to be tracking how many exposures or presentations or videos getting sent by your team on a weekly basis. You need to know how many new member orientations are taking place on your team on a monthly basis. And I can tell you the number I like to see is 14. Now, that may be a goal that you need to set, but I like to see more. You might have 10 customers, 50 customers join that month. You might need to see a bunch of reps join that month, but I like to see somewhere between 12, 13, 14 is my sweet spot. I like to see 14 new member orientations taking place within the organization on a monthly basis. That's how you get some real number four, which is duplication. The duplication part doesn't really come from the enrollment. The duplication part comes from starting your new distributor off right with onboarding or, okay, a new member orientation. All right, that is very, 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 very important. Okay, now let me know before we wrap up, do we have any questions at all? Somebody put, what is this in the chat? A direct message? Got it. Yeah, sure, we can do it. Okay, all right. So somebody just asked a question, but they asked me to tell a story again about the $50 million earner. I'll do that, but let's wrap up with the information. All right. Let's see, what is Sydney just asked? Quantas isn't free. Okay, yeah. Okay, so and these numbers change based on the data with the company. So Sydney just asked a great question. This will be in your notes. Yay, Sydney. Okay. Now, on a daily basis, we are going to be wanting to track how many exposures, how many invitations you're putting into the marketplace on a daily basis. Because if you know how many invitations you're putting out there, you can calculate how many exposures or presentations or videos are being seen based off a certain number of invitations. That is something that you need to track personally on a daily basis. Now, you need to turn that information in to your team leader, because as a team leader, a plugged in upline, if you're in any type of accountability group at all, if not, you might want to get in our next accountability group, you're going to want to turn in those numbers on a weekly basis, because your team leader needs to know how many exposures or presentations, not the invites, You track your own invites, but the number of exposures, the number of presentations, the number of videos that have been sent out to people who want the information, your team needs to have a certain number of those on a weekly basis. Now, I can tell you, for an individual, part-time people who want to make part-time money are doing 1 to 3 invites or exposures. They're doing 1 to 3 exposures a day. That may take 5 or 6 or 7 invites, a couple of text message scripts or drop code, however they're doing it. But 1 to 3 exposures a day. Okay, I can track mine because most of my exposures are going to be in person. Even if I'm with the person, I no longer do the explaining the company. I let them watch a video. We watch a video together. Let's watch this video together, okay? Then I'll answer their questions. The thing that I do at every presentation, I'm going to draw that 2x2 out. I'm going to cast the magic spell with the pen, the magical ink pen. I'm going to draw that 2x2 and bring that money into reality for them, okay? So full-time people are going to do 4 to 7 exposures 5 days a week. That's full-time numbers. 4 to 7 exposures a day, 5 or 6 days a week. If you want to make full-time money, that's the number of exposures you got to get out there. I know, I wish it was less, but you get to your number faster that way, okay? So if you take those numbers, multiply them times the number of your team. Some people want to make part-time money. Some people want to make full-time money or go beyond. That's how you calculate the number of exposures that your team needs to be turning into you on a weekly basis. It's based on the daily activity of individuals, and the daily activity of the individual is based on their goals, their 20 reasons why, how hard they want to work based on what they want to have, okay? So those are those numbers. On a monthly basis, what I like to see is on a healthy team that's experiencing some quality duplication, I want to see my team turn in the names and the dates of at least 14 onboardings that happened within the 30-day period. Don't turn those numbers into me on a weekly basis. Give them to me at the end of the month so we can set our goals for the next month. Because when you set a goal as a team, you're way more likely to achieve it, okay? Way more likely to achieve it. This is why most professional sports games and a disproportionate amount of high school sports games come down to the last touchdown or the last quarter. Why? Because that's around the time when the team mentally galvanizes and creates a goal. Have you noticed that? In the beginning, the team they run plays, but they don't have an end score. You know that? Coaches never start a game and say, we're going to score 98 points this game. That's our goal. Because if they did, they would always score around 98 points. But once they get down and they see how much time they got left, everybody on the team instantly locks in and goes, all right, we need 6 points to win this game. Let's either do one field goal, play some good defense, do some more field, or we're going to do a touchdown, forget the extra point. We need 6 points to win. Forget the extra point, whatever. Let's storm the field. Now you have a goal. You can't do that with your team if you don't know the goal to shoot for. So I'm giving you a goal. If you got a team of 8, 10, 12, 14, like anything, you're probably going to want to shoot for about 14 new member orientations a month. That's a goal that you want to shoot for. And then not last but not least, the last thing we'll cover, because we're just about out of time, is going to be we got another direct question. I'll answer these. All right, I'll answer these 2 questions and we're getting off the call. The last thing that I'll mention, just for note purposes, is your 90-day metric. So we talked about invites, we talked about exposures, we talked about new member orientations and presentations from your team that you didn't do. We talked about those things. You got your own presentations you're doing. Your team has their numbers and they turn those into you and things of that nature. The 90-day metric is how many people in your organization are registered for the next event, the next regional anyway, which will be Nashville, Tennessee, September 12th through the 14th. Gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of great information, a lot of recognition. I can't wait for y'all to see the venue. It's slamming. So my point is, how many people on your team are already registered for that event, either live or in person? What did I tell you? If you want to attract the 2, you got to become the 1. The 1 is already registered for the event. They don't even know, they might be watching online, but then they really believe in God to get them there in person somehow. And we see it happen every event. We see it happen every single time. They're like, I didn't know how I was going to make it. And then magically I met, because you set the goal. because you set the goal. That it was fourth quarter. You needed 6 points. Get into the event. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Okay. So we got 2 questions, and we're wrapping up 100%. One question is about the GoDasana pay plan. All right. What makes it? Yep, I'll answer that. And then the second question is somebody wanted to hear, they've been hearing about the $50 million guy story. All right, I'll do that second so people can hop off the call because a lot of people heard that story already. But I'll tell it again because it is a good one. But the GoDasana pay plan, I'm gonna just let you know, it is simpler. The Nashville group is built. I'll probably get it opened tonight or tomorrow. But the group's been set, but I haven't invited anybody into it yet because we didn't have the venue yet. Okay, but yep, we got a Nashville group. So that being for the group that I built for everybody. And for those who are attending online, once you get your ticket, you must be in that Nashville group because, as you know, we have Keith Foster, rockstar videographer. He handles the Zoom and the streaming for that event. So it's going to be live streamed in the Facebook Live, which is really cool. And you can see all your favorite speakers and things of that nature. And yes, at this event, we're wearing all black or some variation on all black. Like if y'all have the JSM money shirts, just whatever it is, just make it black and everybody be dressed and look professional and look beautiful. But everybody's wearing all black, just so you know. It's like a funeral for your excuses. Well, why it's a funeral for your excuses. That's what that is. So real quick, what's my favorite part about the GoDasana pay plan? My favorite thing about the GoDasana pay plan, it's really 2 things. Well, all right, I'm gonna just tell you 2. Number 1, we have something called True Retail. True Retail is something that needs to be explained to your new team members. True Retail is something no network marketing company does. True Retail means when someone purchases a product on auto ship or not, regardless of your rank or how many people you sponsor, you will receive 25% of not just that first order, but every order forever, even after 90 days. So there's no fast start at GoDasana. That's different than HBN. HBN has a 90-day fast start, which is really good. But after that, it turns into volume, okay? The GoDasana pay plan has that True Retail, which is when someone purchases a product from you, they could be an auto ship or not 6 years from now. You'll always make 25% of that order. And network marketing companies typically do not do that. They typically give you money up front. And then after that, they turn it into volume, which is how the whole industry operates, but not GoDasana. The second thing that's really cool about GoDasana, which is amazing, is going to be the check match. The check match can range anywhere from 10% to 50% based on your rank. But even if you have no rank at all, you get a minimum 10% check match. All right. Now, we're going to close that out and we're going to tell you this particular story because this is how it is. And then I'll see y'all next Sunday. And so everybody can hop off the call. We're out of time, 9 o'clock, but I'm going to tell the person who asked this story. I'll tell this story one more time because it was so fun. But other than that, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see y'all tomorrow. Coach Sonic Jones has his call at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's called the Coach's Corner. It's super good. If you haven't seen it live, please catch the recordings. They're very good. Thursday, we have Coach Tina Rose Human and the Detox Divas doing the #1 product training in the industry right now on Thursday. Plus, we have Coach Marcus Jones on Thursday night. So you got back-to-back ridiculous the opportunity meetings on Thursday night. So you got Thursday night is the night you don't want to miss as well. Friday night we have off. Yay, Friday night for the Sabbath. Then we have Saturday night, 7 p.m. Coach Marcus is doing franchise factor training, which is how to build your business like a franchise, not just a little network marketing thing. And then I will see y'all again Sunday night at 7. Monday night at 7, we have Coach Marcus Jones testimonial call. I don't know who was on it last night, but I was, and I was happy I was because these testimonials are getting more ridiculous by the week. Usually Tiara Moore is typically my favorite. I tell you, Clarence Hubbard last night was giving us some testimonials about his brother that were, so they were neck and neck. Man, I love hearing these stories because I'm gonna tell you a story as we wrap this call. But there's a certain number of stories that you will hear about business or about product testimonials that once you hear a certain number of stories, your belief goes from here to here, like that. Your story number may be 12 stories about products. And when you hear a 12th story, something in your belief just switches and you automatically understand that you need to share this product that you believe in with people that you care about. Or maybe you're here a money testimonial. Maybe it's not the second or third or fourth. Maybe you need to see the 10th or 11th or 12th person at one of our boot camps get their 6-figure earner ring, or their 250K ring, or their 550K ring, or their $1 million. Maybe you need to see about maybe 10 or 11 true stories like that before you understand, wait a minute, they're not better than me. They can't possibly want it as bad as me. You know what? I'm about to lock in. I'm gonna show them. I'm about to lock in. It's a certain number of stories that once you hear it, your belief goes from here to here. And belief in this business is everything. So here's the story, wrapping it up. There was an ad on a drop card. Drop cards look just like this. Y'all know them well, okay? But the message on the inside of the drop card was different than this one. This story is back, I think, was it the late 80s or early 90s? Might be late 80s. The farther you get from when I heard it originally. And they have a message on a drop card. So this is a business card that you can leave anywhere. So a guy picked up this drop card. He was in the military. He was in Maryland at the time. And somebody left a drop card under the windshield wiper of his car, his dusty old car. And when he opened up the drop card read, top salesperson wanted, $20,000 a month, wear sharp Italian suits, drive European cars. If you have the courage to call, it can make you rich. Well, what type of personality type is most likely to respond to an ad like that? Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot the last word. My bad. Yep, I forgot. Thank you. You know what, Shauna? Thank you for that. I forgot the most important 2 words because I told the story and I forgot. Last time I did it for emphasis. At the end of that, when it said, if you have the courage to call, it can make you rich, 2 words were at the end of that, and it said, will train. Will train. So the guy who saw the drop card, I was talking to him a couple of days ago. He's retired from network marketing, made a ton of money. He said it was the words will train that keyed him in to make sure that he knew he called that number because he wanted to make money. He understood that. He didn't know how to be a top salesperson. He had never done sales and network. He thought it was, he didn't know it was network marketing because they pitched it as sales, okay? Which was really smart. I've never seen that before, but I'm about to do it. And so the guy said, it can make you rich, will train. So he said, oh, they're gonna train me? I'm calling. So he called, there was a pre-recorded voicemail message. It told him a little bit about the business, gave him the proof, told him about the plan. The voicemail told the story. And if you leave your address at the end, the sponsor, that team leader, is going to send you a VHS tape to your house. So he got the VHS tape. He didn't have a VCR. He went somewhere else to watch the video. Okay, so he didn't have VCR at the time, but went somewhere and watched the video. He had a phone call with the guy. After he watched the video, he loved it. But the phone call didn't close him. They ended up having a meeting, a face-to-face meeting, and he signed up. The short story is that guy went on to make over $50 million in network marketing commissions. That's the real point of the story. Guy he recruited who had never done network marketing before from a 2-cent drop card. Okay, the guy went on to make over $50 million in network marketing, and he made his sponsor a multi-millionaire just based off check match alone. Just based off check match alone. Multi-millionaire was this. If his sponsor never recruited another person, I don't know if he did or didn't, but it didn't matter because you're making millions of dollars based on the production of one individual. Now imagine if that sponsor was not at the max auto ship for the company. He would have never even sponsored that guy. How do I know that the sponsor was at the max auto ship for the company? Because you would not buy VHS tapes. The sponsor had to buy those and ship them for Lord knows how many dollars to anywhere in the world that got that drop card. The sponsor had to spend money above the products that he was purchasing on a monthly basis. So he spent money on drop cards. He spent his own money on VHS tapes. He spent his own money on shipping, okay? He had to spend his own money to get out the house and go put these in places where people are. You can't just build your business all on the internet. You can build a lot of it there, but you better get out to some people at some point, do something, wear a button, do something. The sponsor wasn't afraid to spend his own money. He was not the type of person who plays the minimum game. Okay, and what did I tell you? If you want to recruit the 2, you got to be the 1. The 1 is going to be on the proper auto ship, 100 CV at the top of the month. The person who's a one is going to already be registered for the event. It's going to be asking the sponsor upline, I need to buy some tools. I need a t-shirt. I need to rep my brand. I need to get this figured out because they're the one. So it's going to be easier for them to attract the two because those two people are going to know that you're the real deal. And all of that talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. People are so evolved, spiritually speaking, they can feel if you're not the real deal, no matter what you smell like. No matter what you smell like. So that's my advice to everybody, man. Be the one. If you want the two, be the one. All right. I will see y'all on next Sunday, but I will see y'all tomorrow night as well. I think we got all the questions answered. Can't wait to see everybody in Nashville. Thank you, Sydney, for the notes. Thank you, Coach Marcus Jones, for hosting the Zoom. Thank you, Miriam Karim. And I'm gonna tell you, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy that because Go Designer has a 10% check match out the gate, just cause if you sponsor one person that goes on to make $1 million a year, as a lot of us will go on to do, in my head, we're already there. That's how we made the first million. That's how we made, you got to know, you'll get paid $100,000 a year just because you sponsored the one right person. That's so crazy. That's so crazy to even think of, but it happens in this industry and it can happen for you. But you want to sponsor that person, become that person. All right. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Love y'all so much. Can't wait to see everybody in Nashville. You got any questions about that? Message me or Coach Marcus Jones direct. We will get you hooked up with a ticket link. Talk to y'all soon.